Right now, we are actually inside the Hilton Hotel on the top floor.
It turns over around £110,000 a year.
Believe it or not, in this industry, you do get some really bad guests. It's part of the game when people pay like £1,000 plus per night. So when you see how easy it is to do, I could never go back to a 9-to-5 job. I got a phone call from the estate agent basically to say, not renting the property anymore. I've got my own people, somebody else is taking it over. And I'm like, it's the end of my property career already. My name is Nathan Lamb. My experience in property, I have pretty much to date done everything other than ground up developments. So I've done a lot of deal sourcing, a lot of Airbnb service accommodation apartments, BRRs. I've done BRRs to HMO, BRRs to social housing, pretty much everything, like I said, apart from ground up development. So we're in Derbyshire. We're at one of our projects that we did for an investor. The investor brought this for 83,000, paid me a sourcing fee of 4,000 for this project. And then we did the refurb for them on the back end. This one is going to make 1646. I'll make about £1,000 profit per month. It's going to be let out very shortly to social housing provider. This is 4-bedroom HMO. This has literally had everything done to it. Damp proof course, new windows, we've done some structural stuff, full replumb, new boiler. Didn't even have a boiler. We've moved gas pipes, dug up the side, some roof repairs, everything you can think we have done in this property. I bought my first house in January 2020. It took me about 2 years to do the work. Sold the house, made about 50 grand profit, joined the academy, and the rest is history. This wasn't here before we put this in. We had to create the opening and create a back door. So we had 2 fire exits. So this is bedroom 1. Got the FD30 fire door behind you. And with social housing properties, this is what they want. Very basic furniture. People that don't really know about HMO regulations, you have to do things like you need the FD30 fire doors. There needs to be a 2 to 4 mil gap. That's the tolerance. So it has to be between 2 to 4 mil. The whole way around the frame. They require the white goods, so microwave, washer and fridge freezer, table and chairs for each tenant, which we've got, smoke alarms, emergency lighting in communal areas, metal frame bed with wipeable mattress, wardrobe with a couple of drawers in. So we need seating for 4 tenants. There's a 2-seater sofa in there, and then in 2 of the bedrooms they've got what we call tub chairs. Once you get your head around it, it's really simple. My job beforehand was a HGV driver. It had its ups and downs. I liked the driving element, seeing some of the country at delivery points you're spoken to like crap by a lot of people when you're just trying to make a delivery. I wanted to get out the rat race. I was working very long hours as well. You don't realise how many hours you actually do work. There's no respect for lorry drivers at all. The Serco process is quite easy, but again, it's one of those things that you need to get your head around. It's as simple as getting in touch with them and asking them what areas they are allowed to operate in, which areas are open. Although we've got this one, the area is closed, but we had it on the system before the area closed, so we're allowed to operate here, but it means we're not going to be able to get any more. So the reason that more and more people are doing this rather than an AST is 1, we've got guaranteed rent. If they don't pay, we can ask them to leave. In my experience, they've never not paid. 2, you've got the maintenance in with it. So anything goes wrong internally. So the boiler breaks down, you've got something wrong with your electrics, a bed is broken, whatever it may be, they will take care of that. It's just stress-free for the next 5 to 7 years. As an AST, if this was a 3-bed property, as an AST, I think you might achieve £750, £800 a month. On this one, they're almost doubling that. You make more money, no voids, no maintenance, no stress. Move on to the next one. How many hours was I doing lorry driving? Probably about 60 plus a week. My older kids, I missed a lot of first milestones, missing out on. You're missing out on them taking their first steps sometimes, their first giggle, first laugh. Now I get to go to their choir concerts and their harvest festivals and Christmas dues that they do and things like that. I get to go to them now. This is the biggest room. Not much needed doing in here, if I'm honest with you. How long does the individual typically stay? Once we've signed the contracts and and the social housing provider have taken over, essentially they don't really want to hear from you unless there's a maintenance issue. So maintenance issues you only deal with if it's external. A roof leak, for example, or Japanese knotweed growing in the back garden. Other than that, they don't really want to hear from you. How I got paid on this project, I found the deal. So I sourced it. I think we charged them a sourcing fee of £4,000 on this one. We sold it at the back end of last year. We sourced it, we got paid £4 grand sourcing fee, and then they asked us to take care of the refurb. So our refurb company, my refurb company, then did the work for them. So on this particular property, we charged them a figure of 46,000. When we took over this wasn't here at all. You had to walk through this bedroom to get to the bathroom where it is down here. But the bathroom, again, very simple. Strip it out, put the boiler in here. The boiler wasn't here before. The process is, I have a contact in Serco that they'll come out, they'll assess the place, highlight anything that might need doing. So we do that job list. And then FRA, fire risk assessors, they come out. Once that's complete, there'll be one more person that comes out and checks the property from Serco's side. If they're happy with everything, then they'll just onboard the property there and then. And that's the date you start getting paid from, even if there's no tenants. With Serco, getting that relationship initially was very difficult, and I've reached out to about 25 different social housing providers. And when I was mid-refurb, Serco actually got back to me. But once you're in and you've learned the process, it's very easy. When it comes to setting up the management company, I knew that it was something that I couldn't do myself.
So I'm Dražen Videc. My experience in property, I'm civil engineer by trade. I met Nathan at another networking event, barbecue night. It was only 5 minutes away from my house. So I just told my wife I'm going for a barbecue. Came back home, told her, look, I found my potential JV partner for the serviced accommodation that I'm taking on.
The working relationship with him has always been great. His weaknesses are my strengths, as I've said many times before, and vice versa. We've come so far together, and I believe if we was doing it individually, it would have been a lot longer of a process. So we're in Brighton today. We're coming to look at some of the properties that we manage and some that we've took on Rent to SA. This specific property is a property that we manage for one of our clients. So we do everything, the whole A to Z. So there was another management company managing this before for our client, and they wasn't really doing a great job. We like our properties to be perfect. We make sure it runs smoothly, and ultimately we want the client to make as much money as possible, because the more money the client makes, the more money our business makes. There's full transparency within our company, like every single penny is accounted for. They know exactly what's going off in their property. We have 12 Rent to SA units. The other 11 are on management. And this property where we are now was on management, but we decided to take it ourselves because it's just too good of a deal to let go. As a business model, it's essentially, we do have some costs, but essentially it's zero risk, and we take a small percentage of the reward. Airbnb will take their percentage, booking.com will take their percentage. We charge our 15% after they've took their fee. It's good to have a big property like this because you can get creative and target different audiences. In the winter, contractors, and then in the summer, holiday makers. So you have to know the property inside and out, but also know the market.
I would say in the summer, you can achieve up to £250–300 per night on a property like this. You can sleep up to 9 people. So it's ideal for large families or just larger groups who want like a stag do or hen do's, and then it's a perfect property for them.
It's okay having Ziploc beds and sofa beds and stuff like that, but contractors, they don't want that. They want their own bed. And that's how you ideally target contractors. You want to make the rooms as nice as possible.
At the moment, the typical month is between £30,000 and £40,000 a month. That's our turnover, where again, in the summer, where all these touristy places are at the highest prices, it can go up to 60–70 a month in the peak.
Right, so now we're going to go to like our pinnacle property, the absolute gem property, and we've structured that in such an amazing way. I think you guys are going to be excited for that one. I live in Derbyshire now, but originally I'm from Nottingham.
Not what was that like?
Fun, rough. I got in a lot of scrapes and I was a problem child. Typical naughty child from a rough background, poor. My mum had a lot on growing up. Like, I'm one of 7, I'm the oldest, and I've got a disabled brother who's in a wheelchair, and I've had to see her fight her whole life just to get things for him that should be normal for us. My granddad, he passed away at 51 on our bathroom floor when I was young in 2005 on New Year's Eve of all days. My dad, he died at 45 on my birthday 5 years ago. But my mum, she did a good job. Say Samuel Leeds Academy has actually ruined me. It has, because when you see how easy it is to make money in property, just by selling a deal, bam, 3 grand. You only need to sell 1 a month and you've replaced your salary. So when you see how easy it is to do, I could never go back to a 9-to-5 job. My mum told me I was stupid for spending 12 grand on a course. She said, you've just flipped your first house, you've made 50 grand profit, you know what you're doing, you're not stupid. Now, she sees that it's doing well. We've actually just recently employed her as our staff member. Right now, we are actually inside the Hilton Hotel on the top floor, but this is a private apartment. So there's private apartments on this top floor, and we're renting one of them. We're renting the best one on this floor. It's so luxury. You've got the balcony there. We plan, now it's ours, we plan to put some furniture out there in the summertime. The 360 there. If you look to your left, you can see the Brighton Pier. I love this place, I really do. I was filming the property tour, the £10 million property tour that he did of his portfolio, showing the downsides as well as the good sides of property, which not many people do. It was meant to be a 3-day filming. I only made 1 day because I had to go to the hospital, so my brother was not going to make it. I told his team that I needed to go. My car was in London. Within 6 minutes, I had a taxi there, paid for, to take me straight to the hospital. And Samuel paid for that. Nobody knows about it, apart from my business partner and close family and friends. Nobody really knows that side of Samuel. He's not broadcasted it, he's not put it out anywhere, but genuinely is a nice guy that just wants to help. If I can look at my mum and see how she copes and she soldiers on, then yeah, I can do anything. My mum, she's proud. She's proud. From where we've come from to to where I am now, yeah, I think she's proud. How we got this property is actually from a failed story. We sold a deal to the investor in London, and her requirement was she wanted something big, she wanted something unique, luxury. She wanted like high end, and we'd found her a 3-bed like townhouse in London. So she paid me an extra £1,000 on top to go and stage it for her. I'd finished the staging, we'd come home, we was about to set it up on Airbnb. I got a phone call from the estate agent, basically to say, by the way, the property's not gonna be yours anymore. What are you on about? Like, we've paid the rent, we've paid the deposit. I've just spent the weekend there staging it. We've spent money on this place. My client has invested like £18,000. This is the end of my property career already. And I didn't know what to do. And in the end, I just said to her, look, do you want me to go out and find you another unique deal? And she said, I don't mind where it is. I just want something luxury. I want something in a big city like London or Manchester or Brighton. Yeah, we presented it to her. She loved the place. Yeah, the rest is history. So from one failed deal, it led to this deal right here for the past 2 years. The client now wanted out of the rent to SA game for her own personal reasons. We've seen what it made for the past 2 years, so we just decided to take it on ourselves, right? This is the medium size. room, best room, is that next room that we'll go into in a minute. Just difficult to clean the windows in this place, 7 floors up.
Being this luxury penthouse and being in same building as Hilton Hotel, what we do, we provide free access to Hilton's spa, gym, and pool, so our guests can just go downstairs and enjoy the spa, same as they are in Hilton.
They also get 25% discount on all the hotels, restaurants and bars. The summer is like crazy. Some people pay like £1,000 plus per night for this place. What I think I gained from the academy, if I was to put it into one word, it would be toolbox. You've just got this toolbox in your head of knowledge and different ways to do things. I think you just look at property so differently. Once you've seen Samuel in person make 10 grand in half an hour and seeing the money in the bank account, it's unreal. It sounds very generic, and I'm sure everybody says the same, but just thank you for what you've done, for me personally as well.